What is up? What's good? How you doing? How you been? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not dealing with this damn weather. Holy crap, man. It's crazy out there. This is the local news in Oklahoma, or Oklahoma City. The Turner Turnpike is closed in both directions. So the Turner Turnpike is the toll road. It's I-44 in between Tulsa and Oklahoma City. So to get between Oklahoma City and Tulsa on 44, it's shut down. They have fiery wrecks in eastbound and westbound. Both directions are closed. It's just the chaos has already begun, and I think the snowstorm just started. So it's crazy. My internet kind of sucks, so things are taking a little while to load up here. I'm at they said it was snowing, and I was like, you know what? Sounds like a good time to go to Florida. So I'm in Lake City, Florida right now, staying out of that damn snow. Texas, Oklahoma are getting just. What's bad about Texas and Oklahoma getting this much snow is they're places that don't get this much snow. Oklahoma gets a lot more snow than Texas, but Oklahoma, 6 to 8 inches in Oklahoma is really, really heavy snowfall. 1 to 2 inches can shut the city down. 6 to 8 inches is like, you know, people are freaking out. It's panic time, and they're getting like 1 to 2 feet of snow in Oklahoma and Texas. Texas doesn't get snow. Maybe up in the Panhandle around Amarillo, but they're getting probably feet of snow in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So Oklahoma and Texas are about to shut down. I don't know how this is going to affect the transportation industry. We're going to have a lot of freight that's not moving. So I don't know if it's going to create surges in certain areas or if all of transportation is just going to slow down for the next week or two because it's all interconnected. If the Costco warehouse or distribution center or whatever over here in Florida isn't getting crap from China, then there aren't any loads coming out of here. And if loads from LA aren't making it over, it's all interconnected. If loads from one place aren't making it to another place, then it affects the entire supply chain. Everything can slow down. So I don't know how it's going to affect loads. We're not going to know until tomorrow at the earliest. Excuse me, because they do not generally post new loads on the weekends or after hours. The support personnel work. No, I want to do 2,000. The support personnel generally work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Not a single load on USA Trucks load board coming out of the Los Angeles area over $2,000. Did I put all the info? Yeah, the only restriction I have is $2,000 minimum. Wow. Let's check Northern California. USA Trucks load board for the West, especially California, has been absolutely terrible the last 2 or 3 months. Oh my God, look how cheap these loads are. These are coast-to-coast runs, and they're paying about half what they should. These should be like $8,000 to $12,000 runs. Probably about a $9,000 to $10,000 average is what these loads should pay for these coast-to-coast runs. Like $7,000 absolute minimum for these loads. And the most expensive one is this crap going into Pennsylvania. It's going into a horrible market. Aurora, Colorado is a horrible market. Chicago's a good market. Atlanta's a good market. Atlanta's a good market. But these things are paying too cheap. This is the kind of price that you see on loads going into California, not coming out of California. USA Trucks load board has been trash over on the west lately. Let's check. I got to remember to pick Florida this time. Last time I accidentally clicked on Orlando, Arkansas, which apparently is a thing. and I was really confused at how good the loads were, but they were picking up a long ways away from from Florida. All right, so there's when I checked the loads on Friday, there still was not a single load posted on the 16th or later. This load doesn't deliver until Tuesday morning at like 8 a.m. I think 8:30 a.m. is my appointment Tuesday morning. It is Sunday afternoon at 5:31 p.m. and I'm about 4 hours away. I didn't have enough time on my clock to make it there. This would normally be a 2 drive shift run for me, but I ran into a bunch of problems. Had to put the truck in the shop. I had a mud flap freeze to the ground, and when I started the truck in the morning, and the airbags raised the suspension up, the bar holding the mud flap snapped, and the whole mud flap came off. Yeah, good times. Um, so I had to put the truck in the shop to get the mud flap replaced. Also, when I was scaling the load, it was a max weight load, so I had to move the tandems, I had to move the fifth wheel, I had to move everything to get it to scale legal. And when I was moving the fifth wheel, I put the landing gear down to get the weight off the fifth wheel so I could slide it easier. And when I went to raise the landing gear after I got everything into position, it just a second. Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose. It broke. The bolt that holds the landing gear handle on shattered into like 3 pieces. I think it was cold related. I think it was because it was so cold, the bolt might have gotten a little bit brittle. Um, so yeah, it took me about 30 to 45 minutes to get everything slid into the spot that I wanted it in, but it all scaled perfect on the Reway, so I got it all in the right spot. They loaded it nose heavy as hell. I had to slide the tandems as far forward as they would go. My fifth wheel as far backward as it would go because I was heavy on the steers. I was heavy on the trailer, so I just yeah, it was. I had to move weight all around, but we got it good. We got it legal, and we got all the way over to Florida. The weather was amazing. I actually got to miss all of the weather. So, all this bad weather that's happening, I didn't have to deal with any of it. What is this? I don't really care about them. Okay, that's that accident. Here's live updates, crashes, and dangerous road conditions reported as major snowstorm moves across Oklahoma. So 5:20 p.m. update. Oklahoma Department of Transportation crews continue plowing and clearing operations as road conditions worsen. Officials have urged people to stay off the roads and plan ahead for the next round of winter weather. Oklahoma Highway Patrol officials have responded to 56 non-injury collisions, 24 injury collisions, and 116 motor assists on Sunday. U.S. DOT officials offered the following suggestions for people who have to drive in these conditions. My FM transmitter is picking up somebody's CB. Stay at least 200 feet behind road clearing equipment. Crews need room to maneuver and can engage plowing or spreading materials without notice. Allow extra space between vehicles. Provide adequate distance for braking. Be aware of black ice, which looks wet on the roadway but is a thin layer of ice. Be patient, plan trips ahead, and allow extra time in reaching destinations. Anything else going on here? Okay, so this is one of the things about areas that don't normally get temperatures this cold. Like it's 0 degrees in the central like U.S. like down around like in Kansas City this yesterday morning when all this my mud flat froze the ground all that crap. I think it was like -2, -5, with wind chills at -20, -30. It was really really cold. Oklahoma doesn't typically get down around 0 degrees very often. It happens occasionally, but they're dealing with really cold temperatures late in the winter, so they're going to be setting a lot of records for this time of year. They don't usually get this cold this time of year. Um, so record-setting lows and record-setting snowfall, and because you know Oklahoma, Texas, these type of places aren't really prepared for this kind of winter weather, this level of cold. The water treatment plant has started freezing, and it's affected water supply to the city. They're having water mains break all over town because of how cold it is, and the lines are freezing. Crazy, crazy. The Oklahoma City Police have suspended responding to non-injury accidents. So if you call and there's not an injury, they're not going to come out. Yeah, this is. Oh, the residential housing at University of Oklahoma went out and they were able to get the power back. We are currently working a collision with an OTA snowplow that had been struck on the H.E. Bailey. That's a turnpike. Please keep your distance and travel at a safe speed. They are out there doing their best to clear our roads and keep us safe. No injuries. So some dumbass ran into a snowplow, and now instead of the snowplow, out there clearing roads, they're having to sit there and deal with an accident report. So don't be a dumbass. He was probably trying to pass the damn snowplow and lost control of the vehicle and hit the plow and then slammed into the guardrail. But these are the plowed roads right here. This is what they look like. You can tell the road's been plowed. This looks like it might be an interstate through Oklahoma City. You know, one of the bad things about the Wuhan virus is for kids. Used to, whenever you had this, it was a snow day and you were out of school. Now, they have this distance learning crap that all these schools have put into practice because of the Wuhan virus. And now, when we have bad snow, you get to stay at home and do school from home. So you still have school. No more snow days. Snow days are a thing of the past. Wind chill warnings. The last time Oklahoma City had a wind chill warning was 3,656 days ago. Is that like 10 years? A wind chill warning. I'm going to tell you right now that in Kansas City, when I was out there scaling the load, moving the tandems around, I was out there for 30, 45 minutes doing that. And exposed skin and temperatures this cold, it burns. At the end of the day, when I got in a sleeper to go to bed, I felt like I had sunburn on my hands and face. That's what, cold, like -20 wind chill feels like. So be careful out there. And remember that as far as us staying alive, a lot of people focus on food. The number one threat to our existence is environment. The fastest way that we can die is if it's too hot or too cold. We can die in as quick as minutes. We can die in minutes or hours because of environment. We can survive several days without water. You know, they tell you 3 days. That's not true. There are people that do water fasts. Well, they do what's called um, a hard fast, which is no water. Or no, it's called a dry fast. And then there's a hard dry fast. So there's people that do dry fast, which is no water, and a hard dry fast is you don't come into contact with water. You don't take showers. You stay out of the rain. You keep yourself dry because your body can absorb water if it comes into contact with it. So if you're taking a shower, your body can absorb some of that water. So yeah, there are people that do like 10-day dry fasts. So you can make it more than 3 days without water. And then without food, there have been people that have gone over a year without food. So if you're out in these extreme conditions, remember that you can die in minutes or hours in extreme cold. So be careful out there. And, you know, if you are stuck on the side of the road and your engine goes out and you don't have any way to heat yourself, that's an emergency situation in these temperatures. You need to get somebody out there to help you because, you know, you could die from that, from exposure. The last time Oklahoma City had a major snow event, we got like 18 inches of snow, I think, 12 to 18 inches of snow. It set a whole bunch of records. And there were people that froze to death on the interstate. They got trapped in their cars, and they just sat there until they ran out of fuel. And then they froze to death. Yeah, this is crazy how bad the weather is. Um, and I heard it's really bad down in Texas, and the snow has changed, like the prediction. It was initially just going to mainly be a snow event in Oklahoma, but now the major snow event has dipped further south, and it's going to include the Dallas-Fort Worth area as well. It's supposed to get major, like heavy snow in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's going to be a massive hub that's going to shut down. It's just, and because this is covering such a large area, they're not going to be able to divert resources from one place to another to help clear roads. Everybody's going to need, you know, their equipment to clear their own areas. So, like if this were just an isolated event, like Dallas Fort Worth was just going to get this massive snowstorm, then Oklahoma and all the other surrounding areas could send in people to help. But since it's covering such a massive area, Dallas Fort Worth just on their damn own. So man, this is crazy, crazy. And this is just the beginning of the snowstorm. It just started today. It's supposed to go through like tomorrow. I don't think it's supposed to end until like Tuesday. Let's check. Let's go to weather.gov. Forecast maps. We'll click on this, and then it'll take us to the wrong place, and then we'll click on what we want to click on. There we go. So this is today's forecast. And it has heavy snow throughout almost all of Oklahoma, and then central Texas, like the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think it goes all the way down to Austin. It looks like it's dipping down like really far south. There's snow and freezing rain all the way down into Mexico. I don't know if like Mexico gets snow very often. I doubt they do. Tomorrow, it looks like the snow is supposed to move to the east. The snow and freezing rain. And then this is Tuesday. Tuesday is supposed to be another huge snowstorm come across Oklahoma, and with really, really, really heavy snow across the Oklahoma City area again. So there's going to be a snowstorm Sunday into Monday, go across Oklahoma and Texas, and then Tuesday another storm's going to come back through, mainly hitting Oklahoma, but freezing rain and ice for Texas. So it's going to be really nasty until probably Wednesday. They don't even have a Wednesday forecast yet. I don't know like how. Let's check weather.com and check the Dallas weather on the 10-day. Dallas, it's 14 degrees. Is that what it said? All right. So it's 8 degrees right now in Dallas. Is that true? Is that what it says? I don't know. All right. So the forecast from the weather.gov only goes out to Tuesday. This forecast is saying that Dallas is going to get a snowstorm again on Wednesday. Wow. Then, toward the end of the week, around Friday and Saturday, is when temperatures are going to start rising. And then the following week, they're going to have temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Springtime. Let me pause this for a second. I got to blow my nose. All right, I'm back. I also polished off the rest of my empty plate, my hamburger helper that I heated up, some leftovers. That's what I made to bring on the truck with me. Beef stroganoff. Yeah, this is. Is there any like? Let's check out YouTube. I bet there's some live footage. Storm chasers. God, I hate the new YouTube. They went through and changed how everything works. It's just crap now. YouTube's just gone downhill since Google took it over. Alphabet, whatever company they took it over with. Let's see. Let's do snow. Keep it real general. Last hour. Live. Snowstorm details and pictures with World News Today. Snow still clearing up. It's snowing in Texas. Well, let's check and see if they have actual footage of the snow or if it's just his face.
Hey, put that up and come in here. I told you to hold.
Yeah, it's just his face. Dallas Fort Worth weather, snow. I'd prefer to have a street or an interstate. I guess I could look at cameras, like interstate cameras. Let's look. Dallas road camera. traffic cameras. Google knew what I was talking about. Dallas. Enhance. Enhance. This is I-20. I-20, I-20. So what do we want to look at? Let's look at I-35 East. 35 East is the one that goes through Dallas. West goes through Fort Worth. So this is the 35 east-west split. Not a lot of traffic on it. This website is experiencing heavy usage due to weather. Wow. It's crazy to see Dallas like this. There's almost no vehicles on the road. I mean, I can see cars driving out through there, but for Dallas, it's almost shut down. I see headlights there. 3 cars there. Couple there. I mean, there's definitely people out on the roads, but not many of them. Damn. All right, I've got to get some sleep and then get up and finish my drive. This became like a 3 drive shift load because of, having to put the truck in the shop and, having to drive slower because of conditions. What else was there? Scaling the load. I think I accidentally stayed on the drive line while I was sliding the tandems and all that stuff for like 30, 45 minutes. So I wasted almost an hour of my drive time scaling the load. My bad. So yeah, I came up like 30 or 40 minutes short on drive time to be able to get there in this drive shift. So I decided to stop here before it got too late and it was going to be hard to find a parking spot. And I'm 4 hours away. So I only drove for like 8 hours today in this drive shift. So I'm only like 4 hours away. So I'm going to go to sleep, wake up at about 1 a.m. And then I'm going to... No, it's actually going to be later than that. It's going to be like 3 a.m. I'm going to wake up at about 3 a.m. and drive 4 hours. So I should be there about 7 a.m., which will have me there 25 hours. 25 and a half hours before my delivery appointment. So I'll get to hang out down in what city is it? West Palm Beach is where I'm going to be hanging out at the Costco. Yeah, I'll just hang out there for a day, maybe 2. And I'll be looking for a load on Monday to get out of there after I make my delivery. But supposedly the Costco there has on-site parking, and you can see it on the satellite and they're apparently really cool about letting you park there. So that's pretty sweet. So I'm going to sit there and chill out, hang out. I just took a shower because I expect that I'm going to be hanging out at Costco for a day, and I didn't want to, sit there, be like 4 days. I knew I wasn't going to be in a position to take a shower over the next couple of days. So I wanted to get a shower into, now before I made it down there because I was getting my stink on. I was up there in all that cold weather, but I was running the heater like crazy to keep the windows thawed out. And so it was actually like 90 degrees inside the truck, and I was sweating my ass off most of the time. But I had to keep the heaters going to keep, if I let the temperature fall in there and the windows started icing over, I probably would have had to pull over for a half an hour to an hour to let the temperature, in the truck get back up. So I had to keep it hot in here to keep everything thawed out. But it was an absolutely amazing drive. It was awesome. No issues. Everything was, man, I couldn't have hit a better weather window. I didn't hit any, uh, slick spots on the road. No ice, no snow accumulation on the road at all. It was just dry roads all the way here. I did deal with some rain, but nothing, no ice, no frozen precipitation on the road. So that's pretty sweet. And I did deal with snow, but none of it was sticking. That's the key. Nothing was sticking on the road. It was snowing, it was raining, it was doing all kinds of stuff, but nothing was sticking on the road. And that's what counts. What? Turner Turnpike closed in both directions in East Oklahoma City due to multi vehicle crash. So I hope you're not one of these trucks right here that's either involved in this crash or is stuck on the road waiting for this crash to be cleared up. This video is not available. Check back later. What? What we got going on here?
Well, yeah, there's, first of all, I don't really know how many vehicles are involved. And I know that sounds crazy after this long, but talking to Oklahoma Highway Patrol, there was a vehicle down in the ditch beyond what you see right there, okay? So that's one vehicle, but it didn't have that much damage, and there was nobody in that vehicle, so they think maybe that person may have gotten a ride. Also, somebody who was injured from this scene was taken in a personal vehicle, uh, apparently to the hospital. So anytime that happens, they have a hard time confirming what the situation is with that, with them, getting transported. And then there's other vehicles involved. So there's at least two, if not three other vehicles. One is a red SUV that's sandwiched somehow in the middle of all that, and apparently it burned as well as the two semi trucks. It is a horrific accident. Um, I, I I don't know if everybody's accounted for even at this point, Damon. But it just, when you tie that back into the weather thing, I mean, it's this news and weather crossover, right? So as you look at that, and I just think back to our forecast and us talking about the severity of the storm and how bad it could be, and then when you see one of these incidents like this, and all it takes, are somebody that who knows? You just don't know what happened, but it just goes to show how dangerous this can be whenever you have an event like this and the roads get so bad. One thing I will tell you is that the smoke, not the snow, the smoke visibility was very bad coming across the turnpike for eastbound lanes. And there were a few fender benders over there, but no major incidents on the eastbound side. It's the westbound lanes, which is what you're looking at right there with that smoke coming out and the two semi trucks right there that are involved. And then again, at least three, if not four other vehicles involved in that mess right
Yeah, that's
there,
enough.
and so they're still trying to get it cleaned up. It's going to take a long time, but and with another snowstorm on the horizon, with another one coming Tuesday and Wednesday, I really do hope that everybody will heed our warnings. And I know we can only do so much. All we can do is just tell people, here's what the forecast looks like, here's what the conditions are going to be look like. But I really hope that people will listen to us, because it can get very, very serious in a hurry out here on the roads, as you can see and as we well know.
Yeah, I wish everybody could just like not drive whenever it gets that bad, but I know the pressure that a lot of people are under to do whatever. But anyway, that's it for me. I need to get some sleep and hang out. I'm gonna try to find a movie on Amazon Prime and have something playing while I try to get some sleep. So anyway, I hope you're not dealing with this weather, and if you are, good luck. Be safe. Take it slow. Take it easy. Do what you got to do to be safe. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.